So HP has refreshed their Omen laptop lineup, and I think they're pretty good value now. So if you're in the market for an RTX equipped laptop, I think this may be a contender for you. HP is sticking to the hardcore gamer look again on these laptops, which I'm not too crazy about. They have less red accents than the previous generations, but it's still a really distinct look to it. The laptop looks good for what they're going for and has some nice angles on it, but I definitely prefer a bit more of a subdued look. I think personally, I would have liked to have seen HP gone with a bit more of a simple design here, or if they wanted to go with this hardcore gamer look, at least make some of these red accents clear and then maybe use RGB so that people could actually customize their look to the colors or subdue the look if they wanted to go with more incognito. That said, the laptop's built really nice. It's a good kind of blend of plastic and it's got an aluminum keyboard deck on the inside. And the trackpad's pretty nice to use as well. Haven't had too many issues with gesture control, although it does use Synaptic drivers. The keyboard's also really nice. It's got a good layout and a good feel. And kind of the only complaints I have here is I'm not crazy about this blocky font that they've used. And it's got zone lighting, which I feel like is a bit outdated, but you can get this device with just white backlighting, and I think you can save something like $30 on that option. And since we're talking about externals, this device actually has pretty good port selection on it as well. So on the left side, we have one USB-A port, one headphone jack, a mic input, and an SD card reader. On the back, there is an Ethernet, another USB-A, an HDMI 2.0, a mini display port, and a Thunderbolt 3 connector. And then we can also see the two big fan ducts on the back, which help exhaust the hot air. And the right side is pretty simple. It's just got an AC adapter port, and then it's got one more USB-A and a charge indicator. The speakers on this device are side firing. They fire at about a 45-degree angle towards the table, and they sound pretty decent. They get decently loud as well, but they definitely lack depth and bass when you start turning the volume up. Okay, so the screen option I'm running on this one is the 144Hz 1080p display by LG. It gets decently bright at 300 nits. It's got poor contrast, but it's got pretty good color accuracy if you're looking for that sort of thing. And it's got about a 14 millisecond G to G response rate. HP also offers a 4K and a 240Hz 1080p display for this laptop, but I don't recommend those either over the 144Hz display, just because you are not going to be able to get 240 frames per second on this device due to the thermals, and you're probably going to enjoy 144Hz more than you're going to enjoy 4K content. So to get those frame rates, what you're running is an Intel i7-9750H Coffee Lake refreshed CPU with RTX 2070 in this variant. HP boasts a new fan design in this laptop. They say they've got these new 3-phase motors that are supposed to help their thermals, but I personally didn't see any huge improvement over the thermals of the previous generation. The system still runs pretty hot, around 90°C. That said, the system doesn't noticeably throttle during gameplay. It only seems to throttle during consistent benchmarks one after another when the chassis becomes thermally saturated. I'm getting really good frame rates, and I'm definitely having no problems in first-person shooters maxing out the graphics. However, under heavy load, this thing gets really loud, so you're going to want a pair of headphones when you're gaming. And something else I was a little disappointed to find was, even when sitting at idle, this laptop was actually still quite loud, and I kind of wish that it would have been silent when you were doing very simple tasks. Opening up the device, we get a better look at the internal architecture. We see the fans I was talking about earlier, and we also have access to a hard disk slot, solid state, your RAM, Wi-Fi card. And you also see the 70 watt-hour battery at the bottom, which helps this laptop get about 3 to 4 hours of battery life. It's not great, but the system is pretty powerful, and due to that higher average operating temperature, you're going to be getting less efficient use of the power that you're putting in. And the power you're putting in, you got a 200-watt charger that's coupled with this laptop, which you're probably not going to want to leave home without. Overall, I think this laptop is very good value. Personally, I would go for the RTX 2060 variant of this machine because you can get it even cheaper, maybe even $200 to $300 cheaper. And for build quality, you're really only giving up maybe an all aluminum build. You have a little bit of thermals, I wouldn't say that are an issue, but could be improved on, and then maybe some stuff with the RGB lighting. But overall, I think for what you're paying for this laptop, it's a really good buy. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.